Hello, everybody, and welcome to another TuneKind Superstar PartyPlex game. I am going to be your DM for today. My name is Mira, and this is All Systems Read Shadows. Just to give a little bit of preface, this is a game where James has invited both Eli and Eggs to his apartment for a book reading club. Brain. Meeting. There's the word. So, who wants to arrive first? Wait, no. Before I ask that, will my lovely players please introduce themselves? Top to bottom.
Sure thing. I'm Simke, and I will be voicing Elijah Mallory.
And I am Zen, and I will be playing Eggs, Florentine, and perhaps Handy.
And I will be playing James and alongside a few other characters. I do a DM wink. Anyways, who uh who would be showing up a little earlier? Who wants to show up first to James's apartment? Because you both have his address.
I mean, we talked about Eggs being the one to show up first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I imagine Eli is incredibly punctual to the point where he shows up a little early and he just sort of stands in the lobby for a bit until it's precisely the time he should be there.
Aww.
He has this whole
Honestly,
thing planned out in his head.
Honestly, that is such a mood. Eli,
Mhm.
I am with you. Honestly, I would be doing the same exact thing. So I feel like there's kind of a split screen happening here where Eli is I imagine James's apartment is like on like at least a second floor or maybe a third, like a bit higher than ground floor. Because bird instincts don't get caught on the ground. But anyways, so Eli, you're still in the elevator as it's going up to the floor that James's apartment is in. Luke, however, or well, I should say Eggs. You, however, are the first one to the door. Do you knock?
Yeah, he's polite. He's
Okay.
he's gonna knock.
All right, and then James is gonna open it, and you don't have to roll insight. He visibly lights up to see you and kind of grabs your hand, tugs you close, and then gives you a hug.
Aww. Yeah, Luke hugs him back. He's happy to see James too.
James is so friggin' happy, and like he just is gonna just peck the side of the mask.
Luke is blushing under the mask, but you don't know that for sure.
He kind of lets go of the hug, but he does not let go of Luke. He is of Eggs. He is gonna hold your hand.
Aww.
And they were roommates.
Oh, James wants them to be roommates.
They haven't discussed that yet.
They have not.
Bruh.
No.
It's just, I'm looking in the front row seats. These bitches gay. Good for them.
Mhm.
I
So
imagine at this oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, so James will shut the door, and then as the door shuts, the other side of the screen where Eli is waiting with the elevator going up, the elevator dings and opens up, and then it's just a few doors down. That is James's apartment.
Eli will he's like double checking the paper and he knocks on James's door and he just kind of stands there, just arms crossed behind his back, very, very patient.
Oh, I hold him so soft. I hold him so soft. I love Eli. Uh, rallying my brain. James will open the door to let Eli in, and he's just gonna be like, "Hi, Eli. Luke, do you let go of James's hand or
Um,
eggs, I should say?"
yeah, I was about to be like, oh no, is he saying Luke in front of?
No, no, this
uh,
was me, the
mhm.
DM. This was
Yes,
me, the
yes.
DM, forgetting
Uh,
because I have.
Probably for James to open the door properly, he did let go, but he is probably still standing nearby.
Okay.
Ah,
Well,
good to see you. Good to see you, James. I hope time's been treating you well.
uh, roll an insight.
Yay! Slash R. Oh my gosh, 1d20 plus. Insight's pretty good. I just gotta turn on. There we go. All right. There we go.
Whoa!
24.
Oh,
Nat
oh,
20.
okay. That is a nat
Right
20.
through 'em.
Uh, so James's face is very pink. You ask him if life has been treating him well. His cheeks go pinker. And there's just like a slight like look to Luke, and then back to back to looking at eggs, then looking back at Eli, and his cheeks are like bright red, and he's smiling. And from that nat 20, you can tell that he can't be happier at this point.
Aww.
Eli, I imagine Eli does sort of like put two and two together on, you know, they're together, but he's like, they'll tell me if they want to, and he'll be like, ah, you look pleased. I'm glad,
Oh,
I'm glad things have been going well. Presumably, of course.
oh no, yeah, you're right. And he's gonna step back to let Eli in and grab Eggs's hand.
Yeah. Eggs, Eggs will hold James's hand and he's like, hi Eli. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Eggs. It's been a while. Sorry, I haven't been too, I suppose, in touch. I've been a bit busy lately. Yeah, as you can imagine, running statistics for a very large building, it takes quite a while.
Yeah, I bet it would, huh?
uh, but I have been keeping up in the book, as I've said. It's I have had to take a couple pages on duty, I suppose, but I haven't been slacking. He's like he's trying very hard to like come up, or at least be like, yes, I have been doing my job.
Oh, I hold Eli so soft.
They're doing their best, Your Honor.
They
They are
are.
they are so normal.
They are so normal. I love them. Uh, as Eli comes in, uh, actually, why don't you both roll me perception? Eggs with advantage because you have been here before.
Perception go. I got 5.
That's a nat
Oh, that's a nat
one.
one.
Uh, Eggs got a dirty 20.
Okay.
The dichotomy.
The dichotomy, indeed. Uh, Eli, you're a little kept up in the oh, I really need to make a good impression on my coworkers. Ha, ha, ha. You don't really register that there are like seats that you can sit down at to like the left of the door. So I just imagine that you're kind of just standing there trying to project the epicness that is a good worker.
And a
He's
normal
like
person.
standing really stiff.
With a dirty 20, Eggs, you see that there is again the love seat, and there's also the couch, and then the table, the coffee table that is right kind of across from the couch is basically piled high with snacks. There is a teapot that has some gentle steam rising up, presumably for some tea or cocoa or hot water. And there is kind of resting against the TV is the book that you guys all read, which is called All Systems. And then further on into the dining room, uh, there's also some places sat out if people want to actually eat something more proper. It looks like James is kind of planning on if people want to stay longer. There are 3 places set at the dining table. Uh, and then farther afield, there is kind of right by where the kitchen is 2 doors for the balcony that I forgot to mention when I last described this apartment, and it's not really on the map because I keep forgetting to put it on the map.
I'm
But
guessing
there
it's
is
that
a
wide blank wall space above the dining table.
yes, it is that. And so there's the balcony, and there is like a slight breeze that is wafting through one of and kind of waving the curtains because James has kind of left the screen door, oh, left that there so no bugs are getting in, but there is a nice sort of breeze coming in to the apartment to help circulate the air. But yeah, that's all that you guys see.
Well, all that Luke sees, Eli is just like hyper focused on I'm normal, I'm a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Yep.
so normal. Chat, it's just I'm normal and sparkly text.
I think James will kind of grin at both of you and then tug Luke in into the living room and kind of gesture for Eli to follow, and it's like, "Come on, let's all sit down. How you guys been?"
Eli, as he kind of sits down, he's sort of just like, I imagine he's just kind of on the far edge of the couch, trying to take up as least space as possible. And he's just like, oh, well, it's been a bit of a tight day. I mean, with the whole power outage that happened a little while ago, been having to do a little bit of overtime, but I've actually had a little bit of extra help from just another friend in the accounting department, and
Oh, I'm sorry that your files got messed up because of the power outage.
Oh, no worries about it. There's nothing that can hold me back for long. That's what they said about me back in the day. I've never been able to be held down for long.
Uh, that's good, I guess.
How about you two? I haven't been able to contact you two in a while, and well, I've just been hoping that things have been going well for you both. And he kind of tilts his head and gives you kind of a look of like, I sort of like I know, but I'm not judging.
Oh,
I mean,
Luke,
if you
I
want, you
mean,
can roll insight on him.
mhm. Sure, why not? Okay, that's a dirty 20
Okay.
for
We
both of
both
them.
got dirty 20s.
Like, he knows that you two are, a thing. It's not really in a judgmental way, though. It's more like he's trying really hard to present himself like, I'm not judging. I am genuinely, like, happy for you two.
Oh, Luke 16 was for deception for various reasons. Oh, you can
Oh.
probably tell he's
Oh.
flustered. I mean, him dating James is not the only big thing that's happened in his life recently, or his unlife
Uh-huh.
recently. He's he's had a lot of things going on. So like
The horrors.
the horse, he he is trying to seem okay about it, but oh,
I think what helps with the deception is James will kind of put an arm around Luke's waist and then kidnap him to the love seat.
Come to the love seat.
I think initially X is like, oh, like he's a little surprised by it, but he's not mad about it.
James is kind of has this mischievous kind of grin on his face as he kind of just cuddles Luke and kind of hooks his chin on Luke's shoulder and goes, "Yeah, it's recent, but things have been good." And I'm just really quickly going to roll deception because he is trying to help cover with Luke, and that is a that is a nat 20. Okay.
Or deceive.
I think that's pretty thoroughly deceiving.
Because he is using both distraction and lies.
I love distraction and lies.
Yeah. So
Luke is just
I
Luke is just blushing so fucking much underneath the mask.
Oh.
don't worry. James is blushing enough visibly for the both of them.
Eli's just like, well, you two seem very happy with each other. I'm glad you found each other. And he he's sort of sitting a bit forward. He's like he's trying very hard to show like I'm interested, I am happy, and he's just doing his best.
He is doing his best, and James appreciates it. Oh.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Mm-hmm. James. James. Kind of points to the table and goes, "If you guys want, there are snacks." And then he pauses a moment and then pouts because he kind of did an oops and trapped himself because he also wanted to give uh, Eggs his cup of hot water. But he can't do that because he has trapped himself with Eggs on his lap.
Should I roll insight for Eggs to figure this out, or is it obvious, do you think?
I feel like it is kind of obvious, especially because you're so close to him physically. You can kind of see his you can smell his emotions, and also B, kind of like feel his like aborted movement to like go reach over to the table, the coffee table, and start pouring and stuff. And he's just like, ah, oh, right, hmm, hmm.
Eggs will, like, scoot out of James's lap so that he can get up.
James kind of pouts and then goes, "Don't go too far." And then he's gonna pour for at least for himself and for Eggs, and he kind of turns to Eli and goes, "Do you want any tea or hot chocolate?"
Don't worry, I can. I've got myself. And Eli kind of, once Eggs is done, he kind of reaches over and pours himself a cup of tea, and he's a little shake. You can see, like, as he's holding his cup, he's a little bit shaky, but it's not to the point where it's like concerning. It's more just like, yeah, generally he's probably got a little nervous.
James is gonna roll insight on that.
Roll insight on him.
Okay, that is a dirty 27.
Dang. Eli is nervous. He's like making more eye contact than Eli normally makes. It's like you get the sense that this is his first time in a long time doing something more recreational with people rather than just work. And he is trying very hard to just put on a good face.
Oh,
Oh.
old Eli's so soft.
The chat is just two eye emojis looking for it.
James is just gonna smile at Eli and go, "It's okay. We don't judge."
Apologies, it's been a while. I've always been a bit of a homebody, you know.
Well, James kind of looks sidelong at Eggs a little bit and grins and stuff and goes, "Well, you're in good company here."
I feel like Handy goes, "Hey, speak for yourself. I judge plenty."
Handy, this is a safe place. Shush.
It's doing the tongue sticking out emoji.
You can heckle people. You can heckle people later.
The one just judging him.
What? I can't have any fun here? Lame.
Not when it could potentially cause someone else an emotional crisis.
Looking at the man constantly in emotional crisis.
Fine.
Thank you. James is actually genuinely like appreciative, and he will hand Luke his cup of hot water, and then sit back down.
Luke very tentatively sort of leans against James's side.
There is just a burst of happiness, and he'll just very gently wrap his arm around Luke.
Eli is third wheeling, so
I'm so sorry.
it's okay. He's just there. He's happy to be there.
I mean, technically he could be fourth wheeling because Handy's also there.
You got the whole car.
Okay. Okay, I am. Yeah, stop. Sorry, every time I hop back into the /r to roll channel, it like takes me right back to dog meat dog. Like it wants me like
Oh,
Oh boy.
yeah. Anyways,
You could try scrolling up a little past where it takes you and then scrolling down.
maybe I'll try that if I have to navigate out of the /r to roll again.
The R zone. Sounds like a
The
cooler
R
name
zone.
for it.
I know. Okay. Right.
Send
Okay.
him to the dice zone.
James kind of turns like rests his head against Luke's shoulder, but like keeps his face pointed towards Eli, and he goes, "So, how'd you guys like the book?"
Oh, I actually found it very interesting. I, of course, have never been a robot or I guess supposedly in space, but I find the themes of the book very, very relatable in a sense. uh, I do find it quite humorous that, and that the robot is so infatuated with the soap operas. I suppose am a bit of the same way, though my focus has always been, I guess, on more uh, little visual things. He kind of flaps his hands a little bit, or his free hand, as he talks.
Mm-hmm. uh, Eggs, do you have any comments as well?
I'm rolling something first. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to be a robot to relate, right? Uh,
James nods.
yeah,
Oh, but
it, it was, uh, interesting and, with an absolutely terrible deception roll, he also related very hard to the main character.
James is nodding, and he's just like, I know, right? Like, honestly, Murderbot is like, Murder Unit is so relatable. I love it.
it's
Uh, and like, he is just kind of. You guys both, without rolling insight, can tell he wants to wiggle, but A, he's comfy against Eggs. B, he has a cup full of hot tea. So he is restraining himself from wiggling, but there is just so much happy in him because he also related to Murderbot. I mean Murder Unit a lot.
Aw.
uh
Uh,
what is everyone's passive perception?
my passive perception is 19.
15.
Okay.
I also wanted to say, like, Luke holds out a hand towards James's teacup, sort of like offering to hold it if James wants to free his hands for a moment to wiggle or flap or something.
Okay. Yeah, he will hand uh the the teacup to Luke, and there's just happy flaps. His hands go blur. They blur. They blur as he kind of gets a lot of the excess happy emotions out, and then he takes the gosh, my brain, the teacup back.
Yeah.
The autism is strong in this room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh. So let me look at the thing. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Da, 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 3. Okay. What side of the love seat did Luke take? Zen.
I was kind of thinking maybe he's in the one that's on the edge of the sitting area, more towards the rest of the apartment. So James is in the middle.
Okay, all right. Okay. Let me roll a thing. Okay, does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, while you guys are kind of gushing about this book, a dark figure kind of blurs and slashes across, I want to say, the mask that Luke is wearing, that Eggs is wearing.
Oh boy.
What?
And due to one of the traits that this character has, any hit this character scores against a surprised creature is a critical hit.
Oh damn.
Oh jeez.
Okay, that is d6 plus 3.
It's concerning.
Is this gonna destroy his mask? He wouldn't like that.
It might, because that was the main area that it was aiming for. Um, with Superstar PartyPlex, when it's a critical hit,
Roll
do you want me
damage
to
and then
roll
and
and
double
double
it.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that is plus 8. Okay, that is 16 points of damage.
Oh boy.
I will leave it up to you on whether it's just a really deep kind of gouge, or it actually causes the mask to crack.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. I mean, I don't want to break his mask. I already have someone whose mask got broken recently.
I'm so
Oh.
sorry, Zen. I just realized from the way they were coming into the foray, so to speak, that's basically the only spot that they would actually attack.
Mhm. Oh, you know what? they they could cut through the snout of the mask, and then when it gets fixed, it's shorter and easier to draw.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Just swoops off the snout. They did
Yeah.
nose.
And as the figure stops moving, there the person that is revealed is a toon with a black mask covering their nose and face, the bottom half of their face. They have a crop top and black tactical leggings with a knife that they're currently holding, but normally it would be sheathed to their side.
Oh.
And they have a lashing neon green tail with some neon green highlights.
I imagine like as the shadow kind of crosses by, Eli jumps and he's like, and upon like seeing the two, he, if I can, I kind of want him to like kind of jump up in front of Luke and Eggs and sort of stand between them and the figure if or in the other tune if possible. And he's gonna try and make himself look as big as possible. It's like
Aw.
You can totally do that, yes.
I feel like Luke has also thrown one arm out in front of James and the other has kind of gone to assess the damage to his mask. He has dropped his cup of hot water. Sorry, James.
It's totally fine. It's just water. James is just kind of staring wide-eyed at this person as their eyes kind of narrow challengingly up at Eli.
Who
Does
are
everybody
you?
want? Before I answer that, you're good. Everyone, roll me initiative.
Oh boy.
I love initiative.
That's a flat 20 for Eggs. Oh, should I roll for Handy? That's also a flat 20.
8.
Feel free to roll for Handy as well, because they are able to do a few things.
Also an 8.
It is able to. Oh, okay. I need to look. Where is its initiative? Where is their initiative? I don't like it when stat blocks do not give me their initiative.
It's dexterity, I think.
Thank you. Okay. In that case. Okay.
Oh
then
boy.
James, where are your there's your character sheet. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Oh boy. Holy
What?
crap. Okay. Let me do some real quick calculation doobie-doos for order of
Mathematizing.
operations.
Mhm.
Okay. So okay, order of operations is James goes first, Matty goes second, Eggs third, Eli fourth, and then Handy fifth. However, talking is currently still a free action, like it normally is.
Slay.
So,
Yeah, Eggs is just like, what the fuck?
and to both answer Eggs and Eli, there's just kind of a high, kind of soft, androgynous giggle from this figure as they kind of crouch. I'm honestly picturing they're on the coffee table. They've probably spilled some snacks.
The worst crime.
There's Cheetos everywhere.
My Cheeto Puffs.
Chips. Chips are everywhere. James is pissed.
Not his Cheeto Puffs.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. James kind of in kind of concert with both Eli going Eli going, "Who are you?" and Eggs going, "What the fuck?" James kind of just goes, I am thinking of he is going to cast rhyme ream rhyme, which is you utter a chilling poem targeting a creature that you can see within range, which can be extended through hydromancy, blah blah blah. And target must make succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d6 cold damage. My brain is blanking on rhymes right now, but please pretend that James has kind of also demanded a question in really good meter and rhyme. So I need to make whiz save.
You destroyed our snacks. Why are you attacking? I'm close to something.
Why do you attack?
Yeah.
You destroyed our snack. Why do you attack?
Yeah. There we go. Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork. Thank you. That's a flat d20. Ooh, a 6. That does not make it. Da, da. Okay, so 1d6 damage. Hey, 6. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck 'em up, James.
Ew.
Okay. Just need to write down. Okay.
Concerning.
Oh, 72.
There is a visible wince as this person starts shivering, but they kind of rally themselves a little bit and give like a mocking bow and go, "I am Natty. I am seeking all of your valuables. Hand them over." And just see. Okay. And they are gonna try and do an attack on James. So that is the 20 plus 6. Oh, that was a 16 again, and that just barely hits him. And so, guess I'm rolling for damage. I'm so sorry, Luke, James, my boy.
No.
What is the d6 plus 3? Okay. Good. That's like only 4 points of damage. James still winces as the blade kind of slashes across his chest. He just goes, "Ah, you bitch! This is my favorite hoodie."
God.
Okay. Next up is Eggs. Your turn.
Egg
Eggs'
moment.
turn. I mean, he probably shouldn't use Fireball. This is James's apartment. He would never get the security deposit back if the place caught fire.
Fortunately, yeah.
A fireball. Fireball.
Hmm. Hmm. He doesn't want to wreck all of James's stuff. Uh. So I guess lightning bolt is probably the. See, that feels like. No, that also feels like overkill to do in an apartment. Alright. Chaos Bolt. Let's roll this attack. Like, I'm looking at it and it's like 100 feet long, and it's like, that's going to leave James's apartment. A 22 hits, I hope?
Oh, definitely.
Alright. So. Okay. So that is 1 point of acid damage. Or wait, let's see. I have to read all this shit. That's 10 points of acid damage.
Woo! Yowza.
Yowie.
Okay. All right. There is a sort of sizzle as the acid makes contact with the acid green of this person's tail, and like they kind of yowl like a cat. Um, Zen, I'll have you describe what happens with that 15 right after Eli's gone with their turn.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
unrelated. Ignore it.
No, right.
No, it's
I'm
just for
trying to
the.
look at my.
It's just for does the magic surge or not?
Ooh. 30. Okay, I'm just looking at what I can do. All right. All right. I am going to. Okay. What's my charisma modifier? Once more, just a +1. Okay. I'm going to actually engage my gigawatt blades, so I get 2 rounds of these blades.
Mhm.
You see Eli kind of flick his wrists, and from his hands are like these 2 little daggers that kind of look like the prongs of what are they called? The prongs of like plugins.
Mm-hmm.
Here, since they're asking in the front row seats, I'll just copy paste from the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I'm also curious.
Here. Basically at first level, I get I lose 2 battery core points, but for 2 rounds, I get these blades that do 2d6 plus 1 lightning damage if I do a successful melee hit. So I'm going to try and jab this person with what my blades. My blade. All right, and to hit it would be my melee. A melee attack is like a d20 plus my strength or dexterity, right?
Well, this
Mm-hmm.
does say you can use
Yes.
dexterity instead of strength, so and for the
Okay.
damage.
So yes.
Yeah. Both of my dexterity and my strength are the same, so it's just a +2 anyway, so that's a 7 to hit.
Oh no.
That does not hit,
Darn.
unfortunately.
He just whiffs at the air. He's just yelling like, "You brute!" as he's like flailing at them.
I feel like they kind of like lean out of the way and just kind of cackle at you.
He just
Uh,
is so mad.
good. Zen, what does that d20 roll do?
Nothing. Don't make me describe anything for this
Okay, I just
part because
wanted to
I don't
double
remember
check.
what's happening. It does not. No.
Okay. All right. Okay, then in that case, it is Handy's turn.
Handy's turn. Looking at its spells, it is going to cast Bane. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make a charisma saving throw. And then if you fail, there's other effects, but make a charisma saving throw for Matty?
Mm-hmm. Matty.
Matty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say some combination of syllables starting with an M.
It is
Ooh.
totally fine. That
10
is
doesn't
a 10.
10 doesn't make it. So, uh whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, you must roll a d4 and subtract that number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. And this lasts for a minute or until concentration breaks.
Okay.
And I
All
think
right.
it's just
That's
like to cast the spell is just like, you better watch yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is back to the top of the order. James's turn. He is pulling out a jarring, and he will do an attacker. I can get back to my comments, a combat side. Okay, that is 1d7. 120 plus 7. Oof, that whiffs. He does not make it with a 10.
Man.
So he just kind of snarls some Grolix at the figure as they kind of sway out of the way and kind of giggle at him. And since he's right there, 20 plus 6. Ooh, a
Oh.
24 definitely hits. Oh dear. Okay.
Uh-oh.
At least it's not a nat 20. 6 plus 3. Oof, that is 8 points of damage for the James boy.
Yowie.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, he gets kind of this is with this character's blade. So he kind of gets stabbed through the arm a little bit, and he kind of just snarls in pain in reaction to that. Eggs, it's your turn. Wait, yeah, it's Eggs' turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a thing in the player chat to keep track.
Mm-hmm.
Mati, you just pissed Eggs off so badly. Oh.
Oh boy.
Damn. Yeah. I think with everyone all grouped up, Lightning Bolt is not a good idea, and Fireball is still a bad idea. There's so many goddamn
Unfortunately, yeah.
bad ideas in Luke's spell list.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is pissed off right now. Do you want to roll a whiz save to see if he'll actually do something smart, or is he a little too pissed off?
He's not going to get so pissed off that he does something that's going to hurt James or Eli.
Fair enough,
But
fair enough.
he's going to cast Chaos Bolt again, but at a higher level. So
Mm-hmm.
dirty 20.
Ooh,
I hope hits.
dirty 20 definitely, yeah, it definitely hits.
Oof.
Okay. Alright. For damage, I'm not rolling a d20. That would be insane. At
Ooh,
12
points of
of
damage.
poison damage.
Oh boy.
Poisoned.
Do I have to make a con save, or is he are they poisoned automatically?
No, I don't think it has the I don't think it gives the poisoned effect. It's just the type of damage that it is. In case they have
All
some
right.
sort of vulnerability or weakness or
Mm-hmm.
strength against it.
Okay. There's kind of like a strangled cough.
Mm-hmm. That's what you
my
get.
turn.
That's what you get.
Okay. That's what you get.
That's what you get for hurting his boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Eli is going to take another swing at this intruder.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, this time he lands. Got on a 5.
Oh,
Eli!
darn it. Oh, poor Eli.
Melee combat.
Damn.
All right. As Eli kind of whiffs the blow, hey, Zen, what does Eggs's wild magic feel like?
Man, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Do you want me to take some narrative control here?
Yes.
Okay, all right. As Eli whiffs again, there is a sort of fizzy feeling that kind of rushes past all of you, and it rushes towards the book that you guys have gathered to discuss. And you all have just enough time to kind of go, what the heck? What the heck? Before the book kind of flops open to a random page and starts blowing without any wind, kind of flop, 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 as you guys are all stretched and pulled towards the book.
We're getting isekai.
And it's kind of like swirling into the book, and all of you are pulled into the pages as the book snaps shut. And you all are kind of free falling. But since you were bunched up really close to each other, James kind of reaches out and grabs Luke's hand and manages to snag Eli as well. And then and then you kind of see the as the magic is kind of swirling you guys about in this sort of free fall. You see, I'm just gonna roll a d20 to see how well Mati manages this. That is a +3 for their deck save. Oh, okay. They kind of swerve out of the way of this really giant tree, but they are getting farther and farther away from you guys as you guys swirl to a location where there is a giant crater in the ground, and there is this sci-fi helicopter kind of just chilling. It's not ready to go yet, but you guys all, you know what? Roll me a deck save.
If possible, I do actually have a feature. I can only use it at like from a distance of 20 feet at the moment, or no, 30 feet at the moment. But I'll send it to you.
Okay.
That's
I
a
just have to
3.
send that so I can get into the messages. There we go.
Okay.
Maybe that can help. I don't know.
I hope so.
Just
And I will roll a dex.
Eggs could use the hope. He got a 3.
Oh, buddy.
But I will roll a dexterity just in case.
I am going to say that it does work, and since you're using this to kind of help cushion everyone's fall, so to speak. No one takes damage, but both both Eggs and yourself, Eli, you do kind of just crumple to the ground, like thwump. Meanwhile, James is on his feet.
Yeah,
I'm-
as you're falling, if I may flavor it a little bit,
Yay.
Go
you
ahead.
feel Eli tense around you guys, and the air sort of crackles. Like you can feel your hair standing up on edge, as if like you're really close to getting struck by lightning. But you feel yourself slow about 30 feet from hitting the ground. And right as you land, Eli just crumples to the ground like, ah, that took a lot.
Oh shit, you guys
okay?
okay?
I'll be fine, just not used to doing that quite yet. And he kind of gets up on his legs. He's shaking a lot.
I'm picturing
James.
Eggs kind of face planted, and he gets up and he's like, "Well, the mask was already kind of fucked up.
James, as soon as he sees Eli having gotten up a little bit, he's gonna turn to Eggs, and he is just full on like just cupping the mask, like, oh man.
I mean, it's
Eli
fine.
is.
It's just a.
You first, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine. It's just a random mask.
Yeah, but it's yours.
Eli is sort of standing at this point, still shaking. He's got his hands on his knees. He's like, right, well, I would love to be very concerned about the mask at the moment. I think we have larger issues at play right now. I'm not exactly I'm recognizing where we are at the moment. Oh,
Should we roll something to recognize?
Yep. First off, roll me a perception and then a history.
all right.
Well, I think Eggs has no fucking clue where they are, so I'm gonna switch to Handy and see if that's any better.
I got a 16 for perception and
Okay.
a history. And a 14 for history.
Okay.
Eggs got a net one for
All right.
perception, so he's got no idea what's going on, but Handy got a 19 perception and 12 history.
Okay. So, Eggs, you are very distracted by the fact that that James is holding your mask and kind of positioning himself so no one can really peer through the snout to your face.
If James
And
looks through
also
the
just,
hole in the mask, Luke is blushing a lot.
oh. And James is just kind of like, yeah, you're okay. And he is going to pull out a handkerchief from his hoodie pocket and just kind of tie it around the snout so no one can look through.
Aww.
So that's why he didn't roll. He's too busy helping his boyfriend. Uh,
Luke is just looking at James
anyways,
with hard eyes again.
oh, okay. They're kind of lost in each other's eyes. There's a few floating hearts that kind of float off of James. Anyways, Eli, Handy, you are in this very kind of lush sci-fi-esque kind of like cool tone gradient of like some kind of tropical paradise almost, except there's also for some reason like there's the your kind of normal pineapple tree. Where was it? The coconut tree. Whatever, the palm tree, that's the one I was looking for. The palm trees and stuff, but there's also like some evergreen trees as well, kind of giving you guys like a mixed vibe of it's a tropical paradise mixed with mountainous firs and wild stuff, and it's all like very hand drawn and toony sort of. Though the sci-fi ship is more real kind esque, uh, with like a lot of like gleaming metals and shimmery sci-fi bips and bobs and whatnot. And with both of your guys' history rolls, you're able to make the connection that isn't there a big kind of crater in the beginning of the book?
Eli with this is like, I think we've been. What's the term that the kids use nowadays with the little anime people getting in the fantasy world? I think we've been thatted.
Well done.
Are you talking about isekai? I don't think that's a kids these days thing, but
Yeah, that's the word. I don't know anything about anime. I just know
James,
that we're not home.
James kind of like, huh, but what? Oh,
snap out of it,
yeah.
lovebirds.
Oh, he kind of just casually flips the handy off. He's blushing.
Handy will flip him off right back if he's looking at its screen.
He is, because he's a polite boy.
So you can see the middle finger emoji come up on screen.
He sure can. What is Eggs's reaction to being called out by Handy?
Mostly just to blush harder. Oh.
Okay. With the earlier perception rolls, you can also see kind of deeper down in the crater. There is two figures. There is one that is in a more real kind suit of armor. Well, not suit of armor. It's like the sci-fi. It's armor, but it's not medieval. It's sci-fi kind of stuff within a black opaque mask.
Like the title card, basically.
Yeah, basically. You guys see that figure as they are talking to a young a toon woman with really big glasses. She is a mouse. She is a mouse toon, I have decided suddenly. And they are she is taking samples and okay, with that 16 Eli, and also your history roll, I'm going to say this is like right before a giant worm is going to attack.
Uh-oh.
What do you do? There are
I
2 book characters down there.
I'm conflicted because there's a sense of justice where it's like I should do something. However, there is also what if I mess with the timeline and break everything?
Do you share your realization with the rest of the class?
Sure. Eli's like, oh boy. Should we warn them that there's the big worm creature coming? Is that gonna break the timeline or anything? I mean, I'm all for helping people, but the timeline is a way for a reason.
I mean, it wasn't
James.
like a historical account. It's a fictional story. There is no timeline.
James is already at the edge of the crater and yelling, "Hey, there's some weird readings! Guys, come back up!"
Of course he is. I feel like Luke.
There goes James.
I feel like Luke looks over to where James was a moment ago and finds like the empty dotted outline.
Yeah. And the guard unit's head snaps up and kind of just grabs this mousy researcher who squeaks, and they are starting to head back up, and that is when like right where they used to be, the mouth of the worm breaks through the crater wall, and now they're running up the embankment of this crater. And you guys can just hear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, dear. as this guard unit is carrying this poor mouse tune up to the top of the crater.
Oh, Luke running
Reasonable
over.
response.
Luke running over to James, like, James, just because this isn't real doesn't mean they're not going to have a lot of questions and potentially be able to hurt us.
But they could have been hurt. I don't. And he just kind of
You
does
could
a
have been
little
hurt.
gesture. Mm.
Eli's gonna kind of peek over Eggs' shoulder, like, and not to mention the possible ramifications of altering a timeline.
It's not a timeline, Eli. This
Yes,
stuff,
but to them, certainly.
to them, they're not going to know the difference, and it's not going to, like, reshape history or something.
Eli
can
is
roll-
still like visibly hesitant.
You can roll insight on Eggs if you want, both of you.
Okay.
I love rolling insight. It's
Oh,
my favorite thing.
Nat 20.
That was a nat
Seven.
20.
7. Starting with the 7, Eli, for whatever reason, Egg seems pretty confident about what he's saying. With a nat 20, James, 1, Luke is far more worried about you and your safety than about the characters and whether or not they make it out of this okay. He does seem pretty confident that this is, not real people, not a real world, and doesn't seem super phased by it. You get the sense that he's maybe done this sort of adventuring into a book thing before.
Oh man, I hold him so soft.
Holding soft.
Oh, and James just kind of blink, opens his mouth, shuts it, looks down at his hoodie, which is kind of shredded because of that burglar. Yeah, you might have a point. I'm sorry.
Also, while Luke's right here, he's going to cast Mending on the sweatshirt and fix it for James.
Oh, he looks up and there's just like sparkles in his eyes.
Sparkle, sparkle.
kind of leans forward and kind of gives the side of Luke's mask a light kiss.
Aww.
And we are basically almost like an hour and 20 minutes into the game. Do we want to take a short break real quick?
I think that'd be better.
Sure.
Okay. All right, then we are going on break. We will be back in a bit. All right, we are returning from break, where we have caused one pretty major deviation from the text of the book that they have read, in that there is no monster fight. Just a robot hightailing it with one of its charges in its arms, but not mortally wounded.
Yay!
Yep. So the pair finally gets up to the rest, like the top of the crater, and the guard unit very gently puts down the mouse tune, and she's kind of dusting off her little cute face suit, even though she doesn't actually have the helmet on because the air is breathable. So y'all don't need any helmets or anything. Even technically, the robot doesn't need a helmet, but it is wearing a helmet regardless, as it kind of settles into kind of a parade rest and kind of just faces you and the little mouse tune, and she's just like, "Oh, oh, thank you for the word of warning. I don't know what we would have done with that oh, oh dear. I didn't even know that there were worms that size here on this planet. The brochure didn't say anything about that."
We're researchers. Yes, we've been researching this area for a while.
Oh, you must be from the other team from the other side of the planet.
Eli's gonna look at the other two like, back me up, back me up.
Yeah, we ventured out to collect some more data.
Oh, well, that's nice. Um, did you guys have any warning about the giant worm in your brochures?
No, kinda took us by surprise at first too.
Oh, oh dear. Yeah, that's why we came over here to kind of make sure you guys weren't taken surprise like we did. Oh, oh, well, you folks are very nice. Thank you.
It's no problem. Anything to save a fellow researcher from hassle.
Oh, well, the best it must be a long trip for to get back to your need to look at my notes, to your happy shelter across the way. Why don't you folks come on in and have some lunch?
Eli's gonna look at the other two and be like, should we or should we focus on finding them?
Luke's also looking back unsure because, like, he doesn't know what to do here. Either way, he's not going to be eating lunch. Like, but also, like, these are the main characters. It's probably safest with them. So,
The main characters never die.
James kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, we didn't really get to have our snacks," he mutters to both Eggs and Eli.
It could be worth it just to even get some intel.
Sure, why
Uh,
not?
the Toon is just kind of staring at you guys with like her long eyelashes kind of blink blink audibly. Hopefully, just looking hopeful.
Eli is just going to nod and be like, "Of course. Thank you so kindly for the offer. It would be best."
Well, it's just right this way. Come on. And she'll take you guys to there's like a scene transition that happens, kind of like a flipping page. And you guys are at the main character's habit shelter. Do you guys want to roll me perception?
Yes.
Sure.
Epic perception rolling montage. Oh my gosh. +4. 7.
That's an
God,
11
Eli.
for both Luke and Tansy.
Oh boy. Okay. The habit shelter is on the outside. It looks kind of like a high tech dome. There are a few offshoot connections that are tunnels that are also covered in this kind of greenhouse looking exterior that honestly kind of looks a bit like you would with stained glass if the glass were kind of this pearlescent kind of white sheen to it. And it's kind of all over uh, this entire unit of shelter. And the mouse will flash her key card and it will open up the airlock and gesture for you guys to all go inside.
I mean, Eggs goes inside. He's still a little unsure about this, but
Mm-hmm.
Eli's gonna kind of shuffle in a little bit after. He's more transfixed now on like the paneling because it's like, ooh, it changes color. Nice, pretty. He's a little
Shapes and
distracted.
colors.
Shapes and
Shapes
colors.
and colors. James will follow behind, kind of glancing between the the guard unit and the mouse, who gives him a smile, and he'll smile back as the airlock shuts and the room pressurizes before the door to the rest of the habitat opens up. Um, and inside, there are a few other scientists who are kind of just chatting with each other, and they all kind of wave at you and then kind of keep talking a little bit, kind of just furiously looking over their digital hologram displays of the brochure that they had been given, where they're trying to find where the missing broken links are for this information that they don't have.
If I may, do you guys, if you guys want to, of course, do you want to roll insight on Eli?
sure.
Of course.
As I could be wrong, but from what I know generally about sci-fi. Oh, you guys rolled really well. Okay. Looking at Eli, he seems much more visibly on edge now. Like this is something just a little bit too familiar for him.
Oh boy.
Aw.
James will kind of shift closer to Eli and just kind of wrap his arm around them and give Eli a hug, like a one-armed hug.
Eli jolts and they look at James and they're like, ah, thanks. He kind of smiles back at him, but it's a very, you don't even have to roll insight on this. It's very visibly like strained.
You're okay. We can go to another location if this is stressing you out.
Oh, no need. I'm perfectly, I can handle myself.
But you don't have to if you don't. We don't need to be here.
Well, I don't see anywhere else we could possibly go. I mean, out there, I don't think it's very safe, especially with the size of the worms around here, and who knows what that scallion was trying to do to us.
Well, she was trying to rob me blind, apparently.
I think
kind
at
of-
the moment. I think at the
Sorry,
moment
you
it might
go.
be best to. Oh no, it's okay. I think at the moment it might be best to at least just, recuperate ourselves.
James nods and will just kind of give Eli a reassuring squeeze before heading over to Luke and grabbing to Eggs and grabbing his hand.
Yes. I do wonder where the thief and I do wonder where the thief ended up. Like, one, it's not good if they take us by surprise here, but two, it's also not good if they wind up getting hurt in here.
James nods. We'll keep an eye out for him. It'll be okay.
Oh. You don't think we just, erased a little bit of interest from a certain someone by talking about all this in a habitat full of cameras?
Well, let me just roll perception. Oh no. Okay. Uh you say that, Eggs, and Luke looks up not sorry. Josh, dang it. James looks up and kind of jumps a little bit because guard unit is right there staring. You can tell it's staring at you both, all three of you. Just stare.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Eli's just gonna hold up a hand and wave, just be like, everything's normal. Don't worry about us. Just passing through.
Where is his sheet? Okay, where? Okay. Is insight intelligence or wisdom? I can't remember.
Wisdom.
Okay. Oh, that's an 8. it's squinting at you, but I mean, yeah, you guys are from the other side of the world on the with the other team, or so you guys say.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh,
weird.
it kind of just squints at you, and just by nature of being inserted into a story where basically everyone has like a built-in comm sort of thing,
Ooh.
you guys hear in your ear as if you did have that system still. Guard unit goes, "What exactly about this thief are you referring to? Should we be worried?" Is what it's uh, implying.
Is he jumps a bit and he's like, what how did that happen? He doesn't say it, but he's like thinking it. He's like, how did that happen?
I think Eggs is like, maybe keep an eye out for someone with some neon green in their hair. They kind of ambushed us and tried to attack us before we got here.
There is just a head tilt in Eggs's direction before it kind of turns on its heel and goes to one of the people that are poring over the data tablets and stuff. And there's kind of like a buzz of communication on a different line where before one of the tunes that it was talking to looks up from her pad and smiles uh, at guard unit and you guys and goes, "Oh, well, that's concerning, but thank you for the information." And she also has some glasses, but they're more rectangular than the mouse's very round ones. And she has two. I'm sorry, I'm like I'm compiling her image in my head as I'm talking. She's a black skinned tune, and she's got two very puffy uh, I want to say ponytails, but they're not ponytails because with the curve,
Space buns?
space buns. That yes, uh, she has space buns in her hair, uh, and so she's got space buns in her hair, and she looks very refined with like a few aged lines drawn on her face as well. And she looks very kind as she smiles at all of you, and uh, she is now aware of the thief. And she kind of
Right.
smiles and goes, "Sorry for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Dr. Minza. Uh, what what brings you folks over to our side of the planet?"
I mean, we were trying to get some data from different areas because he already said that earlier, and he's gonna try to keep his story straight. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 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 thief sort of attacked us with a knife and took all of our equipment.
She looks increasingly concerned as you guys are, as Eggs is continuing to talk as she nods and goes, "Oh my! Oh, that is very concerning. Are you all right?"
I think we're fine for the moment.
"Dr. Minza, I invited them for lunch." The mouse tune pipes up, and Dr. Minza smiles at her and goes, "Oh, thank you, Talzin, Dr. Talzin. That is wonderful." "Yeah, I'll go get that right now." And she's gonna kind of skitter off towards where you presume is the kitchen. It's down one hallway. This is kind of like the main connecting hub. Like it's basically like the sci-fi equivalent of the living room area with like the communications hub and kind of a hangout area with some nice high-tech looking couches and stuff. And there's like a half-finished board game on one of the tables. Uh,
Aww.
and then there's basically two hallways, one on the right, one on the left. Tazine just barely left on to the hallway on the right, but there is another hallway on the left that looks to be like it is either heading towards a greenhouse or some of the crew members' lodgings. Do you guys want to follow her, or do you guys follow Tazine, or do you guys want to kind of stay in the middle of the hub or go somewhere else?
Eli is sort of eyeing the greenhouse area, but he's also just like very nervous, so he's just gonna kind of like stand as kind of as out of the way as he possibly can, just like I'm not here, I don't exist. He's just
Yeah, if Eli isn't following and James isn't following, I guess Luke will wait here too. You've made the critical error of planning a game where the only active character is also you.
I would be more active, but I'm also trying to be like in Eli's headspace of I cannot
Exactly.
touch anything or I will break everything.
Eli and Eggs are like go with the flow miserable wet cats.
They are, and I love them very much. Okay,
Eli.
James. Oh, you go first.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Eli kind of looks over at Eggs, and he's like, for for having this be such a surprise, you seem to be handling yourself very, very well.
Hmm. Yeah, well, when you've got wild magic, these sorts of things can can happen. You just gotta be prepared for anything, I guess. Which you can roll insight if you want to contest that whopping 11 deception.
I don't want to roll a D1 210.
That would be a little much.
16.
Yeah! Eggs is, in fact, lying. He's got other reasons for handling this so well.
I mean, it sort of seems like you've done this before.
Maybe. Maybe like once or twice.
Eggs, you just feel a guard unit staring at you. You can't see its eyes, but it's looking at you.
We can talk about this later. Maybe.
Eli seems to register that, oh, wait, the bot is staring at us. And he's like, oh, right, yep, and we're back at base. And, continuing on with just our mission, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. James, where's your sheet? I have too many tabs.
The
Okay, that makes
struggle.
Okay. All right. You guys kind of finish talking, and then there's just a blinking outline where James used to be.
Oh my god, where did
Oh,
he
good
go?
lord.
Should we roll something to find him?
Yep. Roll perception
Can we do investigation or?
or investigation, whichever one is better for you guys.
Yeah, because we're looking for him
Let's-
specifically.
Yep.
15.
Investigation's also my better stat. Got 17.
Okay. You guys don't see a trail or anything like that. And then you guys hopefully get kind of like a memory kind of forwarded to you where it's actually a little tape like like from the actual like security cameras from guard unit going, and you guys just see James's shoe go around the corner to the right towards the kitchen.
Of course. Yeah, of course
We
that
shall
makes
probably.
sense. Yeah,
Eli's going
X is
to
already
walk.
heading in that direction.
As
Like,
you
wait
guys
up for me.
as you guys are quickly heading over towards the kitchen, you can hear him chatting with Kazim, just kind of casually about about the what she is going to serve for lunch, which is apparently some uh, homegrown wheat from the greenhouse that she milled herself, and so there's going to be like sandwiches with some rations of dried meat that they've rehydrated for some like deli sandwiches, and there's like some cheese and other stuff, just really nice, surprisingly nice uh meal stuff for an expedition on a different world.
Who wants to roll insight on eggs?
I love rolling insight.
James got a dirty 22.
8.
Oof.
Eli, Egg seems nervous and you don't know why. James, like, once you register the fact that Eggs is here, like, the more you guys are talking about the food, the more nervous he gets, because, like, he can't fake eating a sandwich. Like, if it was, like, a plate of something, he could push a fork around in it. And that's going to raise questions, and he doesn't want to waste the food that these people have put so much care into. Even if this technically isn't real.
Oh, man. uh James will just very smoothly kind of insert uh a little aside about like, oh, my partner has a medical condition, so don't worry about him. He has his own rations that he has, and he actually already ate before we got attacked. I'm gonna roll a d20 plus. What is your deception modifier? Oh, it's a +1, right? Oh, good. Okay, that's an 18. He does really good at just smoothly kind of just slipping that in and then just kind of keeps on going. Like, so she has no time to register that, like, oh, medical condition? Oh, okay, and we're still talking. Okay.
Also, James called Luke his partner. Luke is so
Mhm.
fucking blushy.
Yep. So he's just kind of chattering up a storm, and he automatically kind of just reaches for Eggs's hand, and kind of during like a little lull in the conversation, he'll kind of look a little guilty and turn to Luke and go, "Sorry, I thought you guys would be right behind me."
Oh, it's all good. Eggs and I were just having a little discussion. Nothing much.
Yeah.
James
Sorry.
nods. Sorry, could you repeat that again, Zen? I couldn't hear it.
Just like, yeah. Sorry, Jaybird.
Gee. Oh.
James blushes a little bit, and his guilty face shifts to one of just fond blushiness as he squeezes Eggs's hand. Yeah, I am glad you guys could have a talk.
Eli kind of glances at Eggs, and it's not supposed to come off as a little bit just like, we gotta talk about this, we got. It's more just like a look of like, again, like you know more about what's going on than I do, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm holding this party soft.
Mhm. It's like, yeah, I mean, we'll all, talk some more once, the situation has been resolved.
Right.
Oh, you mean that nasty thief? She's
Ah.
Tazine is coming over with a little platter of sandwiches. It's obvious that it's mainly meant for Eli and James and herself, but there's also another platter that's gonna go to the other people in the hub.
Eli takes a sandwich and he nods and he's like, "Oh, right. Yeah, we're hoping to get some at least answers from this person before heading back to base, I guess."
Goodness, I hope so. That's rather nasty.
Of course. I mean, we hope maybe. God, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, definitely. It's a bit of a rude intrusion, but nothing none of us can't handle.
yeah, it's, crazy to think that someone might have, bad intentions for other people here.
Certainly, it's rather concerning, actually. Especially concerning the fact that our files they're not complete like they should have been.
Yeah.
James is just nodding with a bite of sandwich in his mouth.
Yeah, with the incomplete files and then this person stealing our equipment, it's maybe like there's some kind of data that someone doesn't want getting out. Weird.
Oh dear. Oh, that's concerning.
Yeah.
Especially if they are actually connected. She's kind of deep in worried thought. Everybody roll me a perception.
15.
8. Eli's
Okay.
posted on the sandwich. He has not eaten anything this is his first real this is one of his few experiences actually like enjoying food.
Oh my god.
And it is fantastic. It is a great sandwich. No wonder you
Yeah.
are just wholly focused on this sandwich. Like, good word. Okay. But Luke and James, you notice that there's light flickering overhead, as if there's like a power surge almost going on.
Is that normal for your guys to have a system?
Huh? Oh, the lights? Oh dear. Dr. Misa? There's something up with the lights. Thanks, guard unit. Oh, oh dear. Um, uh, um, we might want to have a picnic outside. It looks like our system is somehow rerouting back to the generators, and we need to
Eli kind of pauses in mid sandwich and is like, oh, you don't think it's He kind of looks over at James. He tries talking with his mouth full for a minute, and he's like, wait, no, eat. He swallows, and he's like, you don't think it's sabotage, do you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's sabotage. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Everyone out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
She's gonna kind of chivvy you guys out through the hallway and into the the uh, the communication space / living room area, where you can see now that the screens on several of like the computers and stuff are starting to flicker a little bit, and some of the crew members are frantically trying uh, to kind of stop this surge from doing real damage.
Oh no.
But she's got a plate of sandwiches for the crew, and she just kind of goes, "We can hack the system later. Come on, out we go, out we go, out we go." And guard unit is starting to chivvy everyone out of the communications bay room, having to pick up Dr. Minza up by under an arm as she kind of like squawks and protests with a data pad still in her hands.
Yeah.
And as you guys kind of exit, there's just a and it visibly goes dark inside.
Oh.
For some reason, I was expecting it to explode. So this is
I'd
more
rather not
fixable.
explode. We're still in.
Yeah, this is more fixable.
Yeah. It looks like the breaker worked in time.
That's good.
Is there anything around that can emit light?
Roll me a perception.
Because I might be able to help here also. Not a lot, but some help.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Okay. All right. With a 19, you can see in the dim setting light of the sun as it goes down beyond the horizon that there is kind of a archaeological dig sort of lamp that's hanging kind of on a post that is right near the front of the habitat.
Can I reach it?
Yes, you can reach it.
Awesome. Eli is gonna kind of grab it, and I want, if you'll allow me, I'll send you this thing that my class allows me to do. And I want to see if maybe I can do the reverse of it. Ba, 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 ba,
Mhm.
ba, ba. I'm sorry, I know I'm bringing up my class a lot, but it's proving to
You're
be more
good.
useful than normal.
Mm-hmm.
It is fitting for this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can do it like in a reverse way.
I would say yes, because if you can drain something, I feel like you can flood it too, in my opinion.
Awesome. So Eli is going to sort of do a reverse of his electric drain power, and he's going
Mhm.
to kind of jam his fingers into like a position where he can kind of stick his hand into the thing itself, and he's
Mhm.
going to power the light source.
Amazing. Many of the crew members are gonna kind of let out kind of startled noises of "Whoa, that's cool," and other such noises of exclamation.
I feel like Eli for a moment, he actually, I'm so sorry I keep bringing this up. Do you guys want to roll insight?
Feel
Yeah.
free.
If you want, you can roll insight on him. All right.
22.
Okay, I'm gonna do the 11 first. Okay.
Okay, guard unit also got an 11. He's
Right.
it is squinting at you.
For the 11s, you see this look of like pride go across Eli's face, but for a moment it kind of falters before he goes back to like kind of smiling a bit. For the 22 eggs, Eli has this look of like pride come across him as like people seem to be impressed. But then he sort of looks at his hand and seems to realize something. And it makes like his eyes visibly like the pupils in his eyes shrink in like a state of like, oh shit. And then he kind of looks around, he's like, ah, electrical powers prove useful sometimes. More talking to you and James than anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Luke will just
James
nod
nods.
in agreement. Yeah, they sure do.
Right.
Well, with your gosh dang it, I wish I could do a deeper voice. Well, with your oh, there we go. Well, since you got your mighty electrical abilities, mind holding that lamp and helping me sort out the generator? One of the crew members pipes up, and uh, it's like a short little toon gnome who walks up to you, Eli. He's got a
Eli,
beard.
he's got a beard.
He's got a beard.
Yeah,
Beard,
Eli,
goggles, his head's bald.
he's bald.
Bald.
Eli seems to snap out of this little trance that Eggs was noticing, and he's like, "Oh, right, yes, of course." And I'm not sure if the gnome is walking away, but Eli's going to follow the gnome to the generator.
They kind of turn around a corner, and there you don't have to roll for anything. There's just like a tink tink tink, and like sound of things being fixed, and then like the sound of like a car's trunk being slammed down, and then the gnome and Eli are walking back up as the lights start to flicker back on. Well, that seems to have fixed all that up.
And with the lights going on, Eli removes his hand from the light thingy, and he kind of shakes it, and he's like, "Oh, I'll never get used to that. It just feels a bit weird."
The toon gnome kind of pats you on the hip and goes, Mighty thanks for your help, young man. Don't know what we would have done without you.
Well, I'm flattered. Eli, he blushes a little bit. He likes being helpful.
Yeah.
Mina, Misa, yeah, is it Mina? I think I said Mina. I named her Mina. Mina kind of looks over and smiles as Eli and the gnome start walking back up to the rest of the party, and she goes, "Oh, you guys were able to fix it! How wonderful! It means we won't have to sleep with the doors wide open tonight. Uh, thank you, Gertie." Well, it was nothing.
Eli's gonna kind of rejoin Eggs and James, and he's gonna kind of like, he's still kind of rubbing his hand where he had put his fingers in to the thingy madoodle, and he's just gonna kind of glance at them, just being like, well, he's like, that's the end of my thought.
Are you okay, Eli? James asks.
Me?
Yeah.
Me? I'm fine. I just, I suppose my, I'm going to roll perception, actually.
Oh boy.
His strongest stat, because it's a charisma, and he has not very great charisma. 17. He's gonna be like, well, oh god, you're gonna see right through.
Why am I getting all of these
negative? Don't worry, Luke is falling for it hook, line, and sinker.
Eli is aggressively avoiding eye contact with James as he's talking. He's like, oh, well, being an artificer and all, and electrical powers on a human body, I'm not quite used to them. It's a certain feeling in the body, and, and Eggs, you kind of take this at face value, and Eggs in Handy kind of,
yeah.
Yeah, that's handy. You kind of take that at face value, like, oh yeah, he's just an artificer. That's why he's so good with electrical stuff and all that. That's reasonable. James, you notice that Eli's able to do things that artificers aren't really able to, like the whole slowing your fall thing from earlier. I imagine Featherfall feels a certain way, and it did not feel like Featherfall.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he was able to just summon these electrical blades out of thin air doesn't make much sense for an artificer either. And even then, it's like, if he were an artificer, wouldn't he be doing a job that is more, in line with machinery and not so personal, or at least like mathematical? It doesn't quite add up.
There's like the briefest flashes of math in front of James's face before he just kind of looks at Eli and smiles and pats him on the shoulder like, yeah, bud.
Look of like, before he was very tense while he was talking, and now he seems to relax a little bit as you pat him. He's like, oh, right. What? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Well, I was mainly just worried that if it was like hurting or something. So if you say you're fine, then I don't see any why I should doubt you.
And with that 29, I will also extend this. There's this slightly guilty look on Eli's face when you say that. He's still smiling, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes, and his brows kind of furrow a little bit more than his normal worried look, like he knows something you don't.
James just gently squeezing Eli's shoulder, like, "You're okay."
He's having a moment.
He is. Unfortunately, or fortunately, maybe, if Eli is wanting to have James's very perceptive eyes off of him, Tazine comes hopping over and goes, "Well, with the habitat restored and the sun starting to set, we got a few spare rooms if you guys would like."
Oh, yes, of course. We can't be roaming around in these wildernesses with giant worms about, you know? Bit of a risk of a
Heavens, no!
disaster.
Heavens, no! Especially when it's dark out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
James also offers his thanks, and Tazine kind of gestures for you guys to follow her. "I'm so sorry that lunch was interrupted. Well, I guess maybe it could be considered a late dinner? Or, well, no, it would be a early dinner, late lunch."
Oh, no worries about it. From what I've been able to eat, you're a very fine cook.
"Oh, thank you! It's one of my favorite things to do."
Eli is going to
And
follow her.
all right,
Mm,
Eggs, you gonna follow too?
yep. As she says, "Oh yeah, I love cooking. It's one of my favorite things." Luke just kind of like looks at James for a moment cuz like he knows James likes cooking too.
He blushes and kind of just nods a little bit with a little shy smile. He also likes cooking. It's one of the reasons why he zoomed over to the kitchen.
Mhm.
Uh, um, guys, do you want to roll me another perception since you're back in the habitat?
Sure.
Yes. 6.
10. Oh.
Oh boy, okay. Uh, okay. Both Eli and Eggs don't really notice this for the most part. But uh, Handy, you notice, as well as James noticing, uh, Mina is currently trying to hail uh, the other team from across the globe, and she's getting nothing but static.
Well, Andy just like, well, that could have gone pretty bad for us. We're supposed to be there. From there, they're not gonna have a fucking clue. But also, like, remembering what part of the book, what book events this might line up with. Oh, we might be in for it tomorrow.
Whoa.
I do a wiggle. And James kind of looks at both Eli and Eggs, notices that they haven't really noticed, and kind of frowns a little bit because he doesn't want to actually say something out loud right now because of a certain guard unit.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of just steps a little closer to both Eggs and Eli as Tazine shows you guys two rooms. One is slightly bigger, and the other is like a little bit smaller, but it's not like super cramped. And they're both pretty average rooms. They've got beds in both, though the one that's slightly bigger is a queen sized bed. And it becomes pretty clear that one is for Eli because he is not partnered with anybody, and the other room is for Eggs and James.
Eli is just like, I must thank you once again for taking us in so kindly, especially on such short notice.
Oh, no, it was no trouble. Especially considering the fact that you guys were able to help us. I mean, I don't know where I would have been if you guys hadn't let us know what the she kind of shudders a little bit thinking about the worm.
The worm.
The worm.
And if you guys might want to remember, she would have been someone that got munched on by the worm a little bit. Not enough to kill her, but still enough to be an ouchie.
Yeah, enough to stick her in the
Yummy.
hospital wing for the rest of the book.
Yep. Yeah, so she is very grateful to have missed that fate.
Mm-hmm.
So she just kind of smiles at you guys and wishes you all a very good night. And do you guys want to separate into your guys' other to like the rooms, or do you guys want to kind of congregate to the bigger room first?
I mean, it's probably a good idea for them to talk first, although they're still going to be surveilled.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Guard unit is very unfortunately the big brother of the book.
We are being big brothered.
Mm-hmm.
Just not actually sent to the company because it is its own robot.
Yeah.
It's an independent robot who doesn't need no man.
It don't need no company.
Yeah, I think congregating would be best at
Okay.
the moment.
All right. You guys all go into what is going to be James and Eggs's room temporarily for the night.
Can't
I
believe
imagine
that.
Eli kind of.
And yes, there is only one bed.
Only one bed.
James. Luke is just a blushy mess under the mask, but he has the mask so nobody can tell, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. James is trying not to think about it too much because he is also blushy. Uh, he kind of will just sit at the edge of the bed. Goes, so, they can't get to the other side of the camp, to the other camp.
And that means they're going to realize that
No,
No, it means that
they're going to go check it out.
something might have happened to them. He kind of does a gesture.
Mm-hmm. Seems like things are moving really fast, huh?
Yeah.
And we might want to figure out how to get out of here before things get much more intense. And I'm not really.
I'm all for that.
Unfortunately, I'm not really sure how. This was wild magic. I can't really undo it so
Oh,
easily.
well, usually, he's gonna roll a d7 just to be quiet. Okay, that's a 15. Just gonna roll. If you guys want to try and be quiet while you are being surveilled, I would also advise rolling stealth.
Great, that's a +0. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Double three.
oh,
Nat 1 for Eli. Damn, you would think
Eli.
X being so quiet in his normal speaking voice would help.
Unfortunately, even James rolling good does not beat the guard unit's ears.
Personally, I imagine Eli is still a little bit foreign to the idea of whispering.
Hey,
So when he
Mm-hmm.
whispers, it's more like talking with the tone of whispering. Like, I'm right with ya. I think we should probably figure out how to get out of here.
Handy got an 18 stealth, so I'm just picturing, like, Eli and James, do they have their res watches on them?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it could just text them and be like, hey,
It could.
hey, remember. It probably is going to text them and just be like, fucking keep in mind, guard unit can see and hear everything you're doing right now.
Oh, right. And James is going to give Handy a thumbs up and then switch over to text only. And he's going to type out, okay, so usually when crazy things happen around tunes, at least, there's some kind of trope associated with it. So if we figure out what trope or thing needs to be completed, we should be able to go back.
Eli is going to text back a little bit more fumbly because his hands are pretty big compared to the Raz watch. There's a couple little typos there. And
Aww.
he's like, I'm not very familiar with the media tropes of the isekai. But from what I've understood, typically it happens when someone gets like hit by a car. Do we need to get hit by another car?
Oh, no,
Oh.
I don't think
What do
so.
you mean another?
We didn't get hit by a car. We didn't die and reincarnate.
Oh, right.
He texts, we got sucked into the book because Luke's magic went poof.
So we need to trigger Luke's magic or Egg's magic again.
Oh, shoot. James would have been using eggs. I am just so used to calling eggs Luke.
Yeah. I think
Sorry, I figured out what you meant.
yeah.
X is going to reach for James's wrist to type on James's Raz watch because Handy does not like being touched.
Fair enough. Very valid. James will offer his wrist.
Mm-hmm. And X will type out, you don't think we have to go through the whole book, do you? Cause like I'm not loving our odds of surviving all that.
Oh, I mean, the book technically, he's gonna type now after Eggs has released his wrist.
Mhm.
Well, the book technically ends when we get a distress signal up. So, logically speaking, if maybe we do it tonight before the communications of entirely goes down, because they just couldn't contact the other place.
So what you're saying is that we should send out a distress signal?
Yeah, because
How are we going to do that with the bots watching over our shoulder?
I mean, we can convince it to call it an emergency because it kind of is. Considering we have an account of us being sabotaged and attacked, which would then hint at there being a third group here, even though it's technically, he gestures like it's true. Technically, it's just most of the other guard units were hacked.
Hmm. Andy's like, I mean, that's probably our best bet. I'd definitely take that over risking our chances with murder unit getting hacked.
Yeah. No, that would be bad. That would be really, 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 really bad.
Which one of us should go talk to them? Or it?
I think its pronouns are it's still.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to correct myself. Sorry.
You're good.
I think Luke reaches for James's watch again and says, "Is going to talk to it really a smart choice? I mean, it really doesn't like attention like that. Maybe there's a different way to try to convince it."
How are. What other options do we have?
Make us look more suspicious.
If we look more suspicious, we might get shot.
Yeah, we're not its clients to protect. It would probably try to protect its clients from us, and setting off the beacon isn't really the best way to do that.
Only problem is if we wait for tomorrow for us to actually go over and look,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be too late. We're going to be locked in.
Luke nods. So, whatever we try, we gotta try it tonight.
Yeah.
I do have. I do have invisibility if we want to sneak, but having having murder units help is probably better. Cause
Yeah, I think
do we?
having it on our side would be good.
So one of us has to go out and, well, get it all on our side. Which one of us should it be?
I mean, maybe, maybe Handy could reach out? Because, you're more robotic than the rest of us.
Yeah, but
You are also attached to to Eggs, I know.
yeah, can't exactly go anywhere on my own, and the network here is not exactly compatible with PartyPlex tech.
Damn.
I mean, can we make a guess as to which of us it hates least?
Eggs, you would remember that you are one of the most ones that it has been staring at most.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It means it's the most suspicious of you.
Oh boy. Probably not me then. Dang. That. Ah. So yeah, probably me and Handy are out of the picture.
I don't know about myself either, because he kind of shrugs. I'm as close to a not its client as you can get, really.
I suppose that leaves me then. Eli kind of stands up and he's like, or I suppose he's typing. And he's like, I have experience with machines. Perhaps I can use that to speak with the drone. But I would ask that I get some privacy, maybe? I'm not good with an audience.
Yeah.
Luke
How about you
nods.
text us? How about you text us on the Raz watches if you need backup, though? Okay.
All right. And with that, Eli is going to stand up and he's gonna kind of brush himself off and it's just like, right, I'll be back. And he's going to move towards the door and go talk to the bot.
All right.
Leaving
We
James,
are.
leaving James and Eggs alone in their room with one bed.
Yep.
Leaving the couple.
Yep. We are splitting the party. Uh. All right. Before we switch over to Eli, is there anything else that Eggs wants to talk to James about while they're waiting for Eli to either send backup needed help or for Eli to return with good news?
Honestly, he's probably just getting really flustered again about about hmm. This is a room with just one bed for him and James. They've only been dating for like a week, Your Honor.
Yep.
This is something that they haven't talked about yet, but
I think James is also getting flustered because he's just like, oh, there's only one bed. There's a little writing desk, if that's where Luke wants to station himself. But this is clear. This is clearly one of those rooms where it's supposed to be for a researcher and their partner.
Luke will keep like sitting on the edge of the bed next to James, I think. He's just blushing furiously as he does.
James is just gonna very shyly shift a little closer and then reach out his hand to take Eggs's.
Oh, and Eggs holds his hand.
They are just a blushing mess together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We flip pages to Eli. Hey, Eli, either roll me a perception or investigation.
My investigation's better, so I shall roll at 18.
Okay, awesome. Let me just roll to see how fast you find it. If I can find its stealth modifier. Wait, nope, that's not the right sheet. Okay. That is a plus 3. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I was hoping for a little bit higher, but no, you find it relatively quickly. It is further down in the hall of the residential hall, kind of close to the greenhouses. It looks like it has just exited the greenhouses and is on its nightly patrol. And it tilts its helmeted head at you, Eli, and you just get kind of a quote unquote calm message where it's like, may I be of assistance?
Oh, good. Hi, I'm glad I found you. Listen, if I may be entirely frank with you, my buddies and I are in a bit of a situation right now, and, well, it seems that from details that we have gathered, it might be necessary to send out a distress signal before tomorrow. It's kind of a bit of an urgent issue. And Eli is sort of like tapping his fingers together. He's trying really hard.
Okay, site +2. Oh, that's an 8. Okay. It is squinting at you. There have been no communications with additional detail about your encampment.
Yes, but it appears that let's say, it appears that transmissions between our camp and this one might be unstable, and I have reason to suspect that it could be related to our experience with the thief earlier, and potentially the missing aspects of the map.
Roll me persuasion.
Okay. Just gonna double check my persuasion. Okay, yeah. Eli, please. Eli, please. Eli, honey, please. God damn it, Eli. It's 8.
Oh dear. It tilts its head and folds its arms across its chest. There's like the slight sound of sci-fi armor shifting against its chest as it folds its arms. And if you get the feeling that if it didn't have its mask on, like its helmet on, it would be frowning at you. That is not sufficient enough information to launch a beacon tonight, it
Eli
says.
withers. But he's trying really hard. He's like, this is all riding on me. This is why I didn't speak up.
I'm so sorry, Eli. You have a few cards if you use them.
I don't know if the main card I'm thinking of is gonna be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to like think of my cards. I have like 2. At the moment, I'm either gonna consider. At the moment, the only things I think I have at the moment are, listen, I know what's going on with you. I'm in the same boat. If you just work with me here, I can maybe help us both in the long run. Or him just straight up being like, we're not fucking from here. We need to get back. Please, God, help us.
Mm-hmm. As DM, I do want to remind you about the power surge.
Power surge, power surge.
The power surge earlier that shut down the
Okay.
systems at first.
He's going to kind of have this flash realization. He's like, oh, the power surge earlier though. You heard her. We have reason to suspect it's a sabotage. Don't you think that enough should be enough to alert our superiors of, a potential sabotage situation going on? I mean, we wouldn't want that alone was a warning, and we don't want another surge to happen and to completely cut off our communications.
All right, roll me persuasion, but add advantage this time.
1, then we'll do it again.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh, good
I'm
thing
so
that's
glad
an
I-
advantage.
Eli, don't fuck up. Eli, for fuck's sake.
Roll it again. Roll it again. Dice Parser is bullying you. Roll it again.
that was 2 nat ones in a row. Oh,
Hey! And now a dirty 20.
He's adding on his sopping wet look to really hammering in.
It kind of like visibly stiffens a little bit as its attention is drawn back to the conversation that you had with Tilney. And they it unfolds its arms and kind of there's like a sigh, even though it doesn't really need to sigh, as it nods and goes, "All right. I will page Dr. Menza."
Excellent. I knew you'd understand. Thank you so much. He he like visibly relaxes, like, oh, thank God that worked.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll a little. Oh, murder unit,
Oh.
you poor dumb bastard.
Oh.
It does not understand people, so it's just kind of staring at you blankly for why you're relaxing now.
Eli's. I think Eli picks up on this. Is like, apologies. The power surge from earlier has got me quite on edge. And, it's been a bit of an eventful day. You understand, I presume.
I see. It says, and kind of just nods at you. Rest assured, I will be contacting Dr. Minza about this.
Thank you. And Eli kind of does like this awkward little salute, and then he kind of hurries back to his room. And as he does, he's texting James and Eli, like, or not, James and Eggs, like, I did it, I think I did it.
I'm holding Eli so friggin' soft.
Oh.
I'm going to say that you both have like kind of what's basically like a high-tech window that looks out from the habitat. And like say 5-10 minutes later, there is just this rocket that goes off up into the sky, and it matches the same description as the beacon for uh, the like the emergency beacon that is in the book. So yeah, they've listened to your guys' concerns and have now uh, sent off the beacon. And as that happens, and as like kind of like the embers kind of float down to the ground, there's kind of a sort of whirling sensation from where you guys are all in the habitat. And just gonna roll a d2. Okay. Uh, and you guys are all kind of like everything kind of blurs into watercolors as you guys are kind of picked back up and start being yanked out of this book that you guys had originally been sucked into.
I imagine that for Eli, it happens like midway while he's like jogging down the hall, so he's like kind of flailing for a moment, and then he kind of just sprawls onto the floor, like, "Ooh."
And
Did it work?
you guys are back. You guys are back at James's apartment.
Is the
Oh.
thief back with them?
Give me 1 second. Roll me perception.
Okie dokie.
Terrifying.
14.
Nat 20. 25.
Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Dokie dokie. Okie doke. Okay. Let me really quickly pull up the map again so I can describe things better. Okay. You guys are all kind of in the space, kind of sprawled out where there's like the space between the dining table and the TV stand and the coffee table and stuff. Like you're all kind of sprawled out kind of there. There is let me see how the rolls fared. Okay. Eli, you notice that like the apartment's kind of disheveled, but you can't really tell if that's from you guys fighting earlier or if James's house was always kind of this disheveled or anything. James sees that I did not think this far ahead about what some items were in his apartment. But
Books,
like
probably? I
there's
don't know.
there's books. There's a few things that James picks up on that are missing. There's like a book or two that he really liked from when he was still recovering his memory that kind of point towards Gotham history and stuff. There is one of his Archie teapots is now gone. It was like a neon green version of the tea set. Uh, so that's gone. And there's he kind of notices that uh, the screen is wide open now. There's more wind blowing the curtain of the balcony, like the curtain's balcony area. The curtain is moving. But Eggs, you notice that yes, the balcony is open. That was probably the point of entry.
Ooh.
And James's bedroom door is open.
Oh, I get the feeling Eggs kind of like taps or pats at James until he has his attention and then just points towards the bedroom door so that he doesn't tip off anyone who might still be in the apartment by saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm. James looks and there's just concern. Because he shut that door.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to do? They're
Eli
still in his
is trying to
apartment.
regain.
I
Eli's
mean,
trying to regain his marbles.
I've
Mm-hmm.
tempted to go sneak up on the bedroom and see if anyone's still in there.
All right, roll me stealth.
Yeah, that's
Or
the problem
do
with this
something
plan.
I mean, you do have invisibility.
I do have invisibility. Hang on, let me read this real quick. Becomes invisible, anything the target is carrying. At higher levels, you can target an additional creature for each slot above second. Yeah, he has higher level spell slots. Frigate, Luke's going to cast, invisibility at level 4 and make himself and James and Eli all invisible. And just like before he does it, he's gonna make a shushing motion for them to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn them all invisible.
Okay, good.
You're
1 second.
invisible.
Eggs did the shushing gesture and invisibility was cast.
Yeah. So now we can perhaps sneak towards the bedroom door.
Yep. Feel free to sneak.
Mm-hmm. He
Get
did roll
sneaky.
a 17 for stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that even without the invisibility, that would have worked because their passive is 13.
Uh-oh. Eli.
Oh. Oh.
Eli got 10.
1 second. I am rolling for James. Oh.
Oh
Oh,
my
James,
gosh.
buddy.
Well, Eggs is in front anyway, so what is should I roll something for when he gets to the bedroom for what he sees?
Roll investigation just to see what has been messed with.
He's never been there before. He's not gonna know if something's missing.
I want to see if there's anything that he would see right off the bat.
11,
Okay, with an
no.
11. Okay.
Probably
you
not.
see a few drawers open before you see the thief that is rummaging through James's desk. And what I picture is what happens is James is right behind Eggs. He like sees that and then just goes, "Oh, that." There's some swearing that happens, and he forgets to stay quiet.
Adding on to the rolls, Eli is like, shush, in his terrible whispering. Quiet. Great job,
Okay.
King.
To paint the picture, the thief jolts at hearing those not so quiet whispers, and like it's like a cat that like got startled and like arched its back with its tail like all bushy and stuff, except it's just straight line tail, just straight. Just, wah! And
Hey,
it kind of whirls around.
Luke's still doing a decent job sneaking. Can he go in and try to, like, grapple this person or something?
Go ahead.
This feels like a bad idea. 'Cause
We're gonna grapple.
we're gonna try it. His handcuffs are in his work uniform.
Oh,
It's a nat 20. So the thief can roll acrobatics or athletics to try to break free.
oh my gosh.
I
I can't
was-
believe that was
Yeah! That's a plus nothing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a plus 6 on the no, it's a plus 3. Okay, that is a 17, which does not make a nat 20.
Yeah, you get sort of grabbed from behind by something. I think this doesn't count as attacking or casting a spell, so Luke might still be invisible.
I agree. I will they're still invisible. He is still invisible. And there's just a strangled shout as as they they try to like elbow the thief tries to elbow into Eggs's gut with no real avail because of how they're pinned.
Also, that's not gonna be soft for them.
Which is true. They kind of just gonna for the bit. Oh, 1 damage. They take 1 damage.
Just a little damage.
And they just kind of yelp. Because, ow, their elbow.
Man, this. What does this guy have? Abs of steel? Or something else in the abdomen of steel? Oh. Andy's like, so I should call the police, right? We're calling the police? Or.
I'd say so.
Yeah, considering they've stolen some of my stuff and attacked us. Okay.
Cool, Andy is calling the police.
Yay! The police
I'm
have been
calling
called.
the police.
Give me guys 1 moment. I need to really quickly look up the stats of an item that I'm kind of basing something off of. Give me 1 second.
Okie dokie.
I don't know if res watches are supposed to be able to make phone calls, but Handy would have jailbroken itself if it needed
Mm-hmm.
to. It doesn't play by your rules, man.
Okay. Um.
I'm concerned.
Okay. Um. There is a flash of green light, and suddenly your arms are empty.
Well, shit. That's not good.
And a green gem amulet drops to the floor at your feet.
Can I pick it up and see what it is?
Roll me a charisma save.
Oh shit, okay.
Uh-oh.
Eli, don't die. Eli, please don't die.
Also, I think with the guy out of the way,
15?
Luke has dropped concentration on invisibility. We're visible again.
Mm-hmm. You pick up this amulet, and with a 15, you get the feeling that something is looking back at you, and you get this wave of nauseating cold anger before the wave passes and you are yourself again.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have dropped invisibility.
Eli's just like, ugh. I don't know what that was, but it felt awful. Can I roll an Arcana to see if I know what it is?
Yep. Also, Eggs, you would have felt a sudden pulse of cold anger just randomly appear and then kind of disappear.
Hmm.
I got 15 for my Arcana check.
So you look closer at this amulet and you notice that there is a strange green swirling liquid inside.
Ooh.
That like this amulet is like encased, like it's like what looked like a gem initially is actually like a glass case with the backing slash frame of gold around it to keep it kind of encased inside.
I kind of want to keep it.
And you with the 15, you also realize that like that's some kind of creature. That's a creature in there that
What is
just tried
that?
to like influence you.
What is in it?
A creature of
What
some
is that?
kind.
A creature.
Some kind of creature.
Eli's kind of like squinting at it and kind of tilting it around in his hand, and he's like, "What is that thing? That's a weird little thing in there. Is
It
that
kind of just
safe?"
it like sloshes gloopily as you
Slush.
tilt and whirl it around and stuff. Like it kind of is like, you know, those bottles that have like the glitter in it and stuff.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
kind of swirls like that with green glittery goopiness.
Okay. Weird. I'm a little bit concerned.
Maybe you should put that thing down and not touch it again.
Drink it. Eli is gonna kind of more hesitantly put it down. Though he is still kind of eyeing it because he's like really curious about this thing. He's like, "What is that?"
The goop kind of settles now that it's not being sloshed around. And everyone kind of gets the sensation that something is staring back at you.
Luke is gonna look
You
around
think
the
the
room for something to put over the amulet.
Roll me an investigation.
He's looking for like a blanket or a solid cup or something. Just like cover that up.
Okay, with a 16, you have a plethora of options for when for disrupting this thing's line of sight. There is a ceramic mug full of pencils and pens that you could empty and cover that looks like it could fit everything. There's a few spare blankets that are kind of folded at the edge of James's bed. There's also a few pillows. There's a stuffed animal. There is the chip plush that he has that is currently kind of just chilling by on the bed. You could basically stuff that thing down as the chip's cool little costume that's on the doll if you really wanted to.
He does
Uh,
not want to touch it. I think he's gonna pull a spare blanket from the base of James' bed and just like drop that on top of the amulet and maybe pick up the amulet with the blanket and wrap the blanket around it. Just
mm-hmm.
like swaddle it.
Bundle it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That works. You don't get any pulsating cold rage from it. Uh, the feeling of being watched disappears as soon as you cover it with the blanket.
Okay, I don't like that thing at all.
No, that's concerning. Why would a thief even have something as cursed as that? And he's kind of lightly poking the blanket to like make sure it's all fully encased.
Maybe the thief is in the amulet. I mean, I did see something in it.
That seems like a really poor move on their choice of so, because, like, the police are coming. They're going to find the amulet.
True. Eli's just kind of eyeing the blanket. He kind of tilts his head at it. He looks less nervous about it and more just contemplative. That was the most
Okay,
feeling he's felt in a long time.
that is a 15 insight from James. He's squinting at Eli.
Can Luke roll insight too? Nope,
Yeah,
he's preoccupied with the blanket.
to Eggs, Eli's just, being his normal thinky self. He's typically thinking about stuff, I think. um, James, you kind of get this look from Eli that's a little bit stronger, where it's like he is eyeing the amulet hard, and he doesn't look nervous at all. He just looks like that's a sensation. He
James
looks
kind of
intrigued.
shifts in front of the blanket and kind of gets in between Eli and the blanket and kind of just points at Eli and goes, "No, no, we are not going to keep the obviously cursed amulet."
I never said that's what I was going to do. I just said that,
No, but you look like it.
Oh, how do you know? People look like things all the time.
Maybe.
You have a really considering look on your face, and that. No, don't do it.
Maybe we should.
Can I roll a deception? I'm gonna roll a deception for the fun of it. 10.
Oh my gosh,
Eli
even Handsy sees through that.
crosses his arms and is like, I'm always contemplating things. You know that. And he's like,
Yeah, but this isn't numbers. This isn't accounting stuff.
oh, who's to say I have to only think about accounting? Maybe I want to contemplate an amulet every once in a while.
No cursed amulet.
Maybe,
Fine.
maybe we should go wait outside the apartment for the police to get here. So that we're not, disturbing the crime scene so much.
James kind of nods a little bit. Yeah.
Eli kind of has this look of resignation. He's like, fine. I suppose we should probably not mess with evidence.
Luke is still going to hang around behind Eli to make sure that he doesn't take the amulet.
Damn it.
Mhm.
I imagine
So-
like Eggs. My thought process is Eggs leaves first, and Eli kind of waits a bit to see if James is gonna follow. Upon seeing that James is in fact waiting for him to leave first, Eli kind of gets this look of oh, and he leaves.
James was gonna grab Eli's arm and drag him.
Oh.
Yeah, Eggs is the one who is like gonna wait and make sure Eli doesn't do anything about the amulet.
Get dragged out of the apartment, like, oh, come on! What's wrong? What did you
That was incomprehensible.
Eli is a little bastard. He wants to know what's in that damn amulet.
Maybe we'll get a report from the police office talking about what kind of what that was in.
Sorry, I just got reminded of something.
boy.
So I feel uh how is Eggs going to stay at the apartment uh while Eli and James are going to wait for the police, or is
No, he'll
Eggs
walk
gonna
out.
come after?
He's going to walk out after them.
Okay. All right. So all of you guys are kind of waiting in the kind of like the slight lobby area right before the like there's the elevators, there's like a slight little area that's kind of like a lobby, but it's not like the lobby downstairs. It's just kind of there for if like people who are bringing in like trolleys or something to like bring in stuff when they're moving and stuff. They have a bigger space to turn around and stuff, and like other accessibility stuff. So you guys are waiting for the police. You can hear the police sirens zooming closer, and uh, there's a pair of police officers that are that show up. One is a tall toon who's kind of lanky. He's got a little cap, a police cap on top, and his partner is a shorter. Trying to think of what dog she is. She's gonna. She is a schnauzer. She is a schnauzer toon dog, anthropomorphic toon dog. And she goes, "Well, see, what seems to be the problem here, folks? We heard news of a break-in."
Luke so
Eli
does
is gonna
not
kind
want
of
to.
look at. Eli's gonna look at James. Why did I say that in his accent? James, and he's gonna be like, you're right. Yes, we were just in the in his apartment, or yeah, James uses he him, right?
Yeah, he him.
Why am I? Okay, why am I questioning that now?
It's because I
his
probably
apartment.
used a lot of neo-gender characters in this game
It's
so
all
far.
all good, no worries. His apartment and somebody broke in, real bright neon colors, kind of androgynous. Not quite sure. Never got a good look at him. I was too busy flailing.
They had a green tail that was hooked at the end, kind of like a spade. They had green, neon green streaks in their hair, and their eyes were green. They wore a black crop top with black leggings, and they had a tactical hilt strapped to their thigh for their dagger, which they attacked us with multiple times.
Luke just nods. He doesn't really want to get involved with the police, but
And the taller tune, who is more humanoid, is writing down notes. And as James speaks, he kind of looks up. And Luke, you're suddenly slammed with confusion, recognition. No, it can't be, right? No, 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 no. And like, there's like this heavy load of grief to it.
Luke is incredibly worried. Who is he looking at as he feels this?
James.
Okay. Slightly less worrying for Luke, but he is going to take James's hand and just sort of like give it a squeeze. Like,
James kind of relaxes a little bit and smiles at Luke. And like just like thanks. And he looks back over at the two police officers, and I'm just gonna roll think. Oh boy. And then he like looks at the police officers and winces a little bit and starts rubbing his head like ow.
Luke looks concerned over at James. Like, you okay?
Yeah, it's just you officer sir, you look kind of familiar, I guess. And the schnauzer officer, she kind of snorts and elbows uh the officer in the side like yeah, I got one of those recognizable faces, huh, Silverson? And there's just kind of like a wince from the other officer. Like, yeah, I kind of do have one of those faces, but you, not. He kind of fumbles over his words, and the schnauzer lady kind of shoots him a look that's pure confusion because this guy normally is very eloquent. Uh, and Officer Silverson kind of shakes his head and goes, "Sorry, you remind me of someone that passed away a while back." And James just kind of slowly nods a little bit and goes, "Huh, okay. And uh slowly yeah, Luke, you can feel the confusion kind of drain away as the pain kind of eases from James's face as realization hits. I'm just gonna roll a whiz save. Oh, good. Uh, he doesn't burst into tears.
Oh!
Yeah, so James recognizes this person.
Oh my god, I think Front Row Seats has a guess.
And James kind of visibly hesitates a little bit because he doesn't know if he wants to try and confirm his guess right now. Uh, Meanwhile, Silverson is trying to kind of redirect the conversation back to so there was a break-in. Where is this person now? What kind of details do you guys have? Because he's on the clock and he's trying not to look at James now because he really doesn't want to see the face of his dead brother.
I imagine Eli's kind of hopping in a little bit more like, oh, vanished when we grabbed him, blah 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 blah. I feel like he's at this point kind of noticed that James and Eggs are kind of, holding on to each other more, so he's trying to like jump in as like, okay, I gotta take care of this.
Yeah.
Oh, Eli, I love you.
Thank you,
Eli,
Eli.
do you mention the cursed amulet?
He does not.
God,
Oh,
Eli!
this is something where I feel like Luke would step in to talk about as long as he notices. Should he roll something to notice that Eli conveniently left out the cursed amulet?
Can
I
I
would
roll
say
something to leave out the amulet?
roll a deception versus Eggs's insight.
Oh boy.
I almost messaged you my roll.
Oh no! Oh no!
Please, please.
Oh, that is. James got a really high roll. Let me just really quickly actually math it out.
Please, please,
24.
please.
15. Yes, 24. Yeah, that
God
definitely
damn it.
catches Eli in.
Damn it. No!
You fooled Eggs!
And James just kind of narrows his gaze at Eli and just goes, "No, no, we are talking about this. There was a cursed amulet that dropped when they teleported."
Eli kind of gives Eli there. Do you want to roll an insight on him?
Yep.
Damn it! I thought I would have won that.
That was a 25.
Eli shoots you this like really pouty look. You're like, damn it.
James just gives a flat look back, like, "We talked about this earlier. No."
I want it.
Like, it. Oh, the face. James's face is just very clearly, "I think you're being stupid." And I need to really quickly pull up Peck's character sheet because I was not planning on having him show up, and then the police showed up.
Tee,
So
surprise! I
surprise!
I feel like Luke will speak up as these two are arguing to tell the police like it's wrapped in a blanket in the bedroom right now because this one he gestures at Eli touched it and sort of started acting a little weird, so maybe don't touch it.
Acting weird?
Yeah, you've been really, really, really crazy over this stupid amulet.
Reasonably curious about it. I wouldn't say crazy.
You're being stupid about it. And Peck is just, he can't help but like squint at the expressions that James is making because that's a really familiar expression. It's the patented Peregrine, "I think you're being dumb" face.
Would Luke have to roll something to to realize that Peck is like squinting and looking very closely at James?
Roll me an insight.
Oh boy. Oh, 21.
Uh-huh. Yep. You get like this flare of recognition from this officer Silverson, and the fact that he is looking closer at James, even though he like doesn't want to and stuff, because no, he can't get his hopes up like that. He can't. But everything is pinging familiar, and there's guilt and sadness as well that you pick up.
Mm. And he knows that, like, James isn't ready to go back to his family. Or at least not his father, but,
Mm-hmm.
like, he's not ready to go
Yep.
back to his past life. So Luke just kind of steps, trying to look casual, steps in between James and the officer to, like, block his view a little bit.
There's just kind of a muttered sorry from Peck because he realizes that he was staring at James. Meanwhile, James is too busy arguing with Eli over the amulet to really uh to notice, really.
Eli's just Eli is trying so hard to deflect, like, not crazy, not crazy. I'm acting perfectly normal.
You're obsessed.
Always
Even if you're not
normal.
crazy about it, you're acting obsessed. You're not being able to let it go.
Well,
So,
I'm allowed to be curious about these things.
You can be
not when it could
curious
get you hurt.
and
Oh.
let the experts investigate it and see what they say about it first, okay?
Uh, the schnauzer kind of coughs into her paw and goes, "Well, if you show us the amulet, we should be able to run a few diagnostics. Officer Grayson here is a paladin. Oh my gosh, I just realized he's a paladin.
You said the wrong last name.
Gosh dang it. Officer Silverson is a paladin.
Oh my god.
And like he kind of, I just remembered that he's a paladin.
Yeah, I
Um,
just realized what that means.
I did too. Uh,
If we're thinking about the
oh,
same thing, paladins can sometimes sense undead.
that's exactly what I'm thinking. And the like, I feel like the denial starts to like erode away from Silverson's frame as he starts registering the undead, 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 coming from one boy in a mask that's kind of taped together with a bit of cloth, and the guy that looks concerningly like his brother.
His dead brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. And Luke, you can feel like the denial eroding away as he just goes, James? Yeah, how did you what wait. What? James looks at Peck. Peck looks at James, and Peck takes a hesitant step forward and goes, Is it really you? I Hi, Peck? Oh my god. And then he's gonna just fall to the ground.
Oh, um,
Oh
Eli's
shit!
still looking at this.
And Peck is crying too hard to actually actually stand right now. He is just an absolute mess. There is no whiz save that could save the breakdown that's just happening right in front of you guys. I'm so sorry.
Luke kind of like squeezes James' hand to try to reassure him.
Just, I hmm 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 hmm. Uh, Luke, you get very like nervous, but like, what? What is going on? Ah, panic, freak out. What? 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 From James, before he kind of squeezes Luke's hand back and then kind of sinks down to his knees and goes, it's okay. You don't have to cry. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. And Peck is just like, I wasn't there. I couldn't save you. I'm so sorry. And weeping like uncontrollably. And like the poor Schnauzer, his like Schnauzer police partner is like just looking at this going, oh dear. Oh dear. Dispatch? I need to take Officer Silverson off active duty. There have been some complications. Debrief will happen as soon as we return to the station. Thank you. Uh, and you just there's just chaos right now. And like James is just very awkwardly patting Peck's head as this guy sobs his heart out and babbling apologies, and he kind of just looks up at Luke like, "Help! I don't know what to do."
Luke
Because like
does.
he's not used
Hmm?
not used to Peck falling apart.
I mean, Luke's recent experience with reuniting with someone from pre-death didn't go that well. He's not got any advice. Do you, do you guys maybe want to get inside, out of the way, or
Yeah. Okay, you big crybaby, you stupid peckhead. Get up! And James is gonna kind of shove until Peck is kind of wobbly on his 2 feet, still crying. And James is just gonna be like kind of grumbly dragging Peck to the apartment, and the Schnauzer is just like, well, this is gonna make an interesting debrief back at the station.
I I can like show you the cursed amulet in the meantime, or
Yes, that would be a good idea.
yeah, Luke doesn't really want to leave James, but James seems to be doing okay, and he doesn't trust Eli alone with the amulet, so he will show the Schnauzer cop tune to the bedroom and like point to where the amulet is, but probably like staying in the hall so he can keep an eye on James.
Mm-hmm. Uh, the the uh the officer kind of peels back the blanket and looks at the amulet and kind of sucks in a breath between her teeth and goes, "Ooh, yeah, that is definitely cursed."
Yeah, not
What kind of curse? Eli kind of perks. He's kind of like, I imagine he's kind of just idled by. He he has no idea what's going on, but he's just like he really wants to know what's in that.
Well, judging from readouts, she kind of holds out one of those like Magitech phone reading things and stuff to flavor her stuff. She kind of, well, from the readings, it is Well, there's an element of possession, as well as the temptation to never really take it off, increased hostility when worn. Yeah, honestly, this piece looks like it really. Was this from the museum?
Uh, they didn't exactly go into details about where they got it or, say much of anything at all except that they were here to steal stuff.
Ah, well, that's that's really strange, cause well, at least we can return this back to the museum case. Good thing neither of you decided to wear it.
Luke looking directly at Eli. Yeah, good thing.
You want to roll insight on Eli again?
Let me guess, he still wants to wear it.
Maybe.
12.
It's less of a I want. He does seem concerned about the details given, but there is still like a level of like reminiscing there. Not a fond reminiscing, mind you, but just like a I'm just reading the chat, just the dot dot dot.
Maybe we can find you a non cursed amulet.
Oh, right, right. Eli kind of shifts his gaze away from Eggs.
The schnauzer kind of covers the amulet back up and kind of wraps it back into. Well, no, actually, she puts on gloves over her paws and will grab the amulet and put it in an evidence bag and zip it up, and then put it in her hammer space. All right. Well, I should be getting back to the station, and I suppose you boys can send Officer Silverson back to the office, to the station when he is a little bit more composed, if that happens. If not, just call the non-emergency line and inform us that he will be returning to his apartment. Uh, I believe he will be given a few days off, considering emotional shock.
Yeah.
She kind of tips her police cap at you both and will head out on her way unless you guys have anything else that she needs to really look at.
Nothing I can think of.
X does not want to make the police report on the break, and the other people told them pretty much everything. The only thing he might point out that I don't think anyone mentions is he like points to the open balcony door and is like, so I think that's where they got it from.
All right, I will take a picture of that, and then I will be out of all of y'all's hair. She will then proceed to really quickly snap a few pictures, and then she's on her way.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there's just quiet adult sobbing from the living room, where James is kind of trapped in like what appears to be a really big bear hug from Peck.
I think once the cop is gone, X will shut the balcony doors and lock them up and everything, and then go over to check on James.
There's from Peck, there's just a lot of grief and sadness and relief and confusion and just whole maelstrom. Meanwhile, James is just kind of like, this is happening. I've kind of accepted my fate. The hug trap of doom has activated. I am now stuck here for at least an hour.
Do you guys want some water or anything? Eggs is feeling incredibly awkward. He doesn't want to leave James here alone with this guy, even though he's pretty sure this is James's brother, but like, he doesn't know what to do here.
Some water would be great. Thanks. Thanks, Eggs. But he really wants to use the affectionate terms, but he doesn't want. He wants to call Luke Lou.
Oh, but that would raise questions from someone who only knows him as Eggs, and especially in front of a police officer who already knows he's undead.
Yep.
Luke goes into the kitchen and finds the glasses and comes back with 2 glasses of water. Pengu is insistently suggesting you call him Eggy, but I think in a couple of RPs you had James call him E.
Yeah, E. He will eventually kind of stop pouting mentally about not being able to call him Lou, and then we'll just kind of switch to thanks, E, as he takes the glasses and then presses one of them to Peck's teary face and go, drink, stupid. You're dehydrated.
I imagine at this point Eli is kind of getting the vibe that this is very personal and you should probably leave. And he's like, well, it was nice seeing you all, and I suppose I should get out. I have work to catch up on. And he's gonna kind of shuffle out of the apartment and then very quickly like dip.
Oh,
James feels so guilty. He's so sorry, Eli.
we'll
Not
see.
good with emotions.
We'll see you at work, Eli. Maybe we can reschedule book club for another day.
Yeah,
James
that
nodding.
sounds good.
Have a good night,
I'll,
Eli.
you all too. Eli gives you all kind of a smile, and he's going to kind of dip out of sight and kind of run down the hall. Like, oh, I'm not good with this.
James just kind of like, huh, great. That got bungled.
Luke pats James's shoulder. We'll have another go at it. Maybe somewhere a little less prone to break-ins.
But the thing is that this is the first time ever.
Yeah, not ideal, obviously, but I mean, it's not impossible to come back from.
I guess. Idiot, start drinking! He just shoves the cup into Peck's hands. Peck will just sniffle and start drinking his water because James is glaring daggers at him.
Oh.
And just after Peck finishes the water, he just goes, I can't believe you're. You're here. Yep, I'm here. Don't tell Nick. What? Why? He misses you so much. He doesn't want to see me. No. I'm the peregrine that failed. got blown up. He kind of chances a glance up to Peck, and Peck is just staring at him like, oh my god, what have we done to you? And he sets his empty glass of water down and gently takes James's hands and goes, you never failed, little wing. We failed you. But if you're not ready to fly again, that's okay. If having Dad come swooping in and mucking up your stuff right now, if you need some time to find yourself again, you're right at that age. Yeah, I'm not trying to be another you, Peck. All I'm trying to say is I'm stationed here. If you need me, give me a call. But he kind of squeezes James's hands. If you're not ready to talk to Dad, you're not ready. Like, so much has happened, little wing. Yeah, he replaced me. What? No! Wing, he never could replace you. Yeah, well, tell that to the new Peregrine that waltzed right up to me and introduced himself. What? What are you talking about? Dad replaced me. So just shove it and leave me alone. Go away. If that's really what you want, but James, don't call me that. Don't talk to me. Don't say my name. Don't 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 leave me alone. Got enough to worry about over here. So just you and the birds and Nightjar, leave me alone. And Peck kind of just looks at James and just goes, okay. If that's really what you want, hey. You don't have to call the station. I'll let them know that I'm taking a leave of absence. It was nice meeting you. And he kind of tips his hat at Eggs and then will kind of just get up and excuse himself. And James is just kind of breaks a little bit as soon as Peck's gone.
Oh, X holds his arms out to offer a hug, but honestly, he might just go ahead and hug James, because James obviously needs it.
He definitely needs it, and he just kind of collapses and starts crying.
Man, Luke will just hold him.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be crying for a while. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Uh, I had a fucking thought like 2 hours ago or something. But,
Oh no!
once James has calmed down, X is like, so, since since your place got broken into, if if you would feel a little bit safer, you could stay at my place tonight if you want.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This uh, he just silently nods. Yeah, he wants that. He
It,
will grab a go bag, and they could just head over.
yeah, looks like it's not much. And H is probably there, and Trick might also be there. But I mean, at least it hasn't been broken into today that I know of, and your brother doesn't know where it is, so.
He's nodding even before Luke finishes and just goes, I need to not be here. Not right now.
Yeah. Alright. And they can head over to Luke's apartment.
Yep. And I feel like there we kind of the camera pans from that to a desert, and there is some wind that swirls the sand around, and it's kind of like a orangey golden sand, and there's a flash of green, and our thief Mati uh stumbles from where they've landed and look around, and their hand pats their chest, and they go, oh shit. And the screen goes black.
Ah. Man, that was. Whoa.
Yeah. There were some turns that I only realized were gonna happen right then and there.
Sam, I think you can unmute for goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots
I
of
didn't want to
surprises.
interrupt.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I
Well,
thank you guys for being such wonderful players.
yeah, thank you for
Thank
the
you for having
game.
us.
Oh, of course. Everyone who is listening to this now and in the future, thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and we will now say goodbye. Goodbye.